Before we create our objects, we have to understand Maya project. By default, Maya has a project in My Documents. Let's see where it is. We can go to File and choose Project window, and this would show us the default location of the current project, which is actually inside My Documents, Maya and Projects. So let's go ahead and check this folder. If I go to my computer, access to Documents, Maya, Projects, Default. So this is the Maya's default project. Now, if you like to keep it here, you can keep it here. If you like to work on the same project, you can do that. You can save all your Maya files, which will be saved inside your scenes folder, and your textures or pictures that you're going to use will be saved inside the source images folder, and any images that you render out will be saved inside images folder, and the play blast small videos, tiny videos that you create will be saved inside your movies folder, and so on and so forth. But I strongly recommend that you create a project for yourself in a different location other than My Documents. I always prefer to create my Maya project inside my D drive. So if I go to my D drive, I currently have just two folders. One is a backup and the other one is a desktop. I'm going to create my Maya project in this location. For creating a new project, we can go to File, Project window, and up here we have to click New. So now we can give a new name for our project. So I'm going to call this My Maya project. I'm going to navigate the location to my D drive. So I'll go to my computer, D drive, and I'm going to say select. So inside my D drive, I'm going to have a Maya project by the name My Maya project. And these are the different folders that Maya will be creating inside this project folder. So for my scenes, it's going to be saved inside scenes. And then we have a lot of other things like images, source images, and so on and so forth. So once we set all these folders, let's hit accept. Now let's go to our folder and see what has happened. If I go back to my D drive, you can see that there's a new folder by the name My Maya project. So if I double click on that, you can see that we have all these folders created by Maya for us. And if I check my scenes folder, for example, it's empty right now because there's no scenes. Let's minimize this. And if I go to open file, for example, it would automatically navigate to my scenes folder inside the current project that I have set. Great. And if I save a file also, it will go back to the same location, which is wonderful. This is how we can set Maya project so that from now on, whatever kind of work that we are going to do will be saved inside our Maya project. Now keep in mind, if you're taking your files to a different computer, you will have to set the project to the location of your Maya project in order for the Maya file to automatically pick up your textures and other files that are connected to this Maya file. To do that, we can go to File and choose Set Project and choose your project name and hit Set. This is just a one-time process that you have to do if you're working in the same computer. If you're taking your files to another computer, every time you change your computer, you will have to set project. And this concludes the video on Maya projects. While working in Maya, there's always a possibility that Maya can crash at any point of time depending on the kind of work that we are doing. For example, if you're working on a very heavy file that Maya could not handle, then it would crash. In order to protect our Maya file and the hard work that we are doing, we can do three things. Number one is autosave feature. We can access the autosave feature by going to Windows, Settings and Preferences, and navigating to Files and Projects. So inside this we will find autosave. First we have to enable it, and then we can set the interval. So for example, if I put 10 here, that means every 10 minutes Maya will create a new autosave file. We can also limit the number of autosaves by enabling the limit autosaves. By turning it on, we can say how many autosaves we want to save. Because if you keep it ticked off, what will happen is it will just keep on creating Maya files every 10 minutes, which will be a huge number of Maya files in our autosave folder, which is not something that we want. So we can enable limit autosaves so that we can have 10 autosaves. So when the 11th one is created, it's going to remove the first one, and when the 12th one is created, it's going to remove the second one, and so on and so forth, so that we will always have the last 10 files. Once we have set the autosave feature, we can go to undo. This is the second step that we have to do. By default, Maya has enabled undo, and it is given a finite number of undos. This is because if I make it infinite, what will happen is we will be able to access way back from the beginning of the opening of the file. But the more number of undos you have, all these information has to be saved in the RAM, which will make the system heavy. So it's always recommended to give a finite number of undos. If you have a really powerful computer, then maybe you can go for infinite. But make sure that it is not turned off. If it is off, then you will not be able to undo any of your work in progress. So let's make sure that it is on, and it's finite, and it is 50. Let's go ahead and hit save. Now the third thing to keep in mind while saving a Maya project is the file extension. So if I go to File and Save, it gives me a chance to save my Maya file in two different file formats. One is Maya ASCII and the other one is Maya binary. Maya binary gives us the Maya file in a machine language, which is not readable through English language. But Maya ASCII will actually give us the entire file in English language where we can modify the codes. The main advantage of using Maya ASCII is the file will be backward compatible. What that means is, like, even if you have created your file in a latest version of Maya, you will still be able to open it in an older version of Maya. So make sure that you enable the autosave feature, make sure that your undo is enabled, and make sure that you save your file in Maya ASCII format. So this concludes this video on saving Maya files.